I can't. It never gets old. It's like all of a sudden I go Mickey Mouse. We got a Walt Disney here. Welcome back. I swear it's alcohol free.
It is.
Yeah.
Mine is. This time.
I know. It's so depressing. So.
Today is a semi-special event due to recent current events.
We're going to go ahead and hop on the bandwagon and do Lake Placid as a tribute to the late, great, and oh so freaking fantastic Betty White.
Betty White. Now, this movie is from 1999.
1999.
If I remember correct. Steve Miller?
Miner. Steve Miner.
Steve Miner is the director.
Mm-hmm.
And Lake Placid, there's 6 of them.
Yeah,
right?
And the worst of them I discovered this afternoon was Lake Placid versus Anaconda.
Yeah, which I've not seen that one
That was
yet.
done in 2015. I watched a grand total of about 30 minutes of it before I said, no.
Yeah,
no.
The first one definitely triumphs them all. In which, after the first one, if I remember correctly, they originally were bought out by Sci-Fi.
I think the
station.
Sci-Fi Channel had to have. There's no factuality on it, no fact.
Yeah, no fact.
I have no facts for this.
But it completely changed after the first one. There was no famous actors or actresses.
Yeah.
The graphics went to
the
complete
animation
shit.
went badoo-doo.
And
it was bad.
And Lake Placid itself, the animatronics, the creator of the actual croc itself,
yes,
also played a part in like the Aliens.
He created monsters for the original Aliens movie and for Jurassic Park.
Yeah, huge, like renowned animatronics creator.
Which actually, the crocodile in this movie sees just under 4 minutes of screen time. That's it. You get just under 4 minutes of screen time with the crocodile.
That's crazy.
That's fantastic.
That's wild. That's a good movie.
Yeah,
like,
but when you go back and you rewatch the first one, which we do over and over, because who doesn't love this movie? Okay, if you don't love this movie, cool, great.
I mean,
you're what I like to call wrong. I don't think any of them that they could have made from number 2 on could ever live up to the first one.
Absolutely not.
Because like we were saying the other day when we rewatched it, this movie is the epitome of sarcasm. It is
one-liners.
Yeah, it's the holy grail of one-liners.
From start, literally with the title, we'll explain it here in a little bit.
Yes.
From the title to the start of the movie to the end. Now, in the start of the movie, you have Sheriff Hank. Correct? Is it Hank? Sorry, excuse me real quick.
Yeah.
Sheriff Hank.
Played by Brendan Gleeson.
Who's on the little canoe with the, what seems to be fishing game that's checking on the beavers in the lake.
They're looking in.
In which you have this opening awesome scene to this diver being ripped in half by something under the water where he pulls him out.
It was actually really good.
But at the right off the bat, he's talking about how sarcastic this scuba diver is. You know, like they're, you know...
The banter back and forth.
Oh, yeah. The people from the city have these, you know, one-line sarcastic. And he's always pointing out people's sarcasm. So, off to a great start with that.
And every single character, even some of the more minute ones, every single one of them has some kind of air of sarcasm to them.
Absolutely.
Every one of them.
Some point in the movie. Now you have the main star role, Kelly.
Played by Bridget Fonda.
Yep.
And Bill Pullman as Jack.
Yes.
Who is with, you said Fish and Game, right?
Yeah, Fish and Game. Yep. So Kelly, who's a paleontologist, which is study of fossils, is banging around with her boss, and then finds out that the boss is then with another coworker
who happens to be her friend.
And the heart wants what the heart wants.
The look on her face when her friend said that to her, it was like,
awesome.
It was the most genuine I've ever seen in a
awesome.
movie. I mean,
So,
you gotta wonder, did Fonda hear that at one point in time in her life and she tapped into that 16-year-old her?
Like, it was just beautiful. Like, if you wanted to kill somebody with your expression, she played that off perfectly.
She had a look that basically said, burning flames, burning flames.
So, then you have the boss that basically is making Kelly...
he's a total douche nugget.
Finds out about this tooth in Maine, which, again...
It's supposed to be set in Maine, but not one iota of filming was ever done in Maine.
None of it. But the woods, the lake, like, it was
beautiful.
Like
I mean, the scenery was absolutely gorgeous.
Because Maine is known for their logging.
Oh, they're known for their lobster.
Oh, I'm talking about woods. Anyways, so her boss comes to her ex-boyfriend and basically says that you're going to be part of a field study, and you're going to go out to Maine to study this tooth.
Yeah, he's sending her out in the field. This is not a person who should be out in the field. She likes nature about as much as I do, and nature does not like me.
Yeah.
No. Ticks
all
and
the
mosquitoes
bugs are attracted to her.
Who doesn't like mosquitoes?
I mean, they don't bother me. We'll literally
They don't. Like, every mosquito will actually flock to me. He puts no spray on.
Nope.
Mosquitoes won't touch him. He said something about blood alcohol content.
Which they should be attracted to. Actually, your blood alcohol content actually raises the sugars in your bloodstream, which then attract insects. However, I go out without spray on, and I don't have any issue. And she'll come in with like 30 bites on her. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't do that nature thing.
Anyways, so she gets shipped off to Maine, which then she is then introduced to Hector. No, not Hector.
No.
Jack.
She meets up with Jack and with Sheriff Hank.
Yes.
And basically everything's explained. They take her up to the morgue. That's the morgue.
That's where the dead bodies are. Yeah, that's where we keep
usually where they keep them.
Hilarious.
She goes in. She takes a peek at this tooth. And all of a sudden, she wants to go and look at the lake.
Well, and again, it's one of those where she said that she noticed that it's not a fossil, it's from a living creature, so that piqued her interest because, again, she could tell how old this tooth was, but it was from a living form.
Exactly.
So that piqued the interest.
So a little more interest there. And then you find out a bit later on through a heartwarming conversation with Jack that the whole messy breakup, she didn't want to go back. And I don't blame her. I wouldn't want to either.
And then right after they're getting ready to go on the lake, this is what I was telling you with the title of the movie, the lake actually isn't called Lake Placid.
No, it's not.
It's called Black Lake.
But they mention...
Because of how black the water is.
Yeah, but they mention in there that they wanted to call it Lake Placid, but that name was already taken. So even the title has an air of sarcasm to it.
It's hilarious. It's almost like, it reminds me of Thanksgiving 2, that's actually 3. It's actually 2.
Good Lord.
It reminds me of that, because, again, the lake is called Black Lake.
No, we don't talk about the Thanksgiving.
So this is when you have the funny, sarcastic guy come in.
Hector, right?
Hector.
He's the psycho, really rich crocodile expert type guy.
Mythologist, if I remember correctly.
Thinks they're godly.
Yes, in which they explain in the movie. However, Kelly's like, oh, if you guys must have a croc because he's here. And right off the bat...
Ooh, the earth is round and so shall you be.
And it just, him and the sheriff pop off right after each other, right from the get-go. It's hilarious.
We even pointed out when we rewatched it that there was a moment where the sheriff was like, don't hurt my buddy.
Oh,
I mean, he didn't actually say it.
Way at the end.
So you get that. And again, I mentioned before, it was like the odd couple.
Yeah.
Like the grumpy old men.
They liked each other, but they hated each other.
Exactly. Like, you respect each other's... I hate you. Take a shot every time I say sarcasm. But don't do that. You'll kill yourself.
They literally went back and forth throughout the entire movie and challenged each other
it's
throughout the entire movie. It's like they respected
that. Like, okay. What else you got? It's like yo mama jokes.
So then they're traveling through the woods and come across a toe.
Oh.
That he's saying
this
that
is my favorite part.
It looks acidic. It's definitely been swallowed. He picks it up and he goes, "Is this your friend?"
Or no, it was...
Is this the man who was killed?
Yeah, he seemed taller.
Awesome.
Here's the fun thing about that. So, in 1980, a movie called Alligator came out. 2 references to this movie are made while in Lake Placid. The first is a medical examiner is telling a story about finding only a toe, hence the toe joke in Lake Placid.
Okay.
And then they also make a crack when they were asking, well, how would a crocodile get up here? They make a crack about, well, some asshole flushed it down the toilet. That was the opening for Alligator. Some girl flushed it down the toilet. It dominated the sewer system.
And this is a Asian crocodile, so that's where the reference comes from.
Exactly.
Some asshole flushed it down the toilet, and then it came across seas.
There's even another. And I might be stretching a bit with this one and allowing my dorkdom to flow. There are similarities to a 1993 X-Files episode, Season 3, Episode 22, Quagmire. And basically, they thought there was a monster in the lake, but it turns out to be a crocodile. There was also a diver killed in it, and a cow was also killed when it went down to the water to drink. So there's it's a stretch, okay? It's a stretch.
Very familiar, though, because this is when you introduce Miss Betty White, who lives on a ranch on the lake. She's the only one that lives on the lake.
I loved her in Golden Girls when she played Rose.
Yes.
Loved her. But this character made me sit there and go, you know what? That's warm. It. That's what I want to be. That's the old lady I'm going to be right there.
She's hilarious from start to finish. Like, everything she says.
And she sounds so sweet when she says it.
You can't be mad at her.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Officer Meat.
If I had a dick, this is where I tell you to suck it. Like, it's just shit like that. Like, one-liners throughout the entire movie. I buried him
under the bulkhead. Well, go dig him up if you don't believe me.
Sherlock. Hilarious. So then, come to find out that she's actually been feeding said croc for the past 6 years. And
was it 6 years?
6 years.
I don't know why I kept thinking 8.
6 years that she'd been feeding it, and her husband had died.
That's a hell of a pet.
And her husband had died 2 years prior.
Yep, a horse had gotten out. He went to go get the horse. The crocodile got confused and ate the person.
Yep.
Yeah,
and so
confused.
It's not till the very end of the movie when they where the sheriff actually saw the croc and is like, all right, I believe you, it's a crocodile. Hector's trying to convince him the entire time that it's a croc. All this.
I love the character. Hector.
He's awesome.
Played by Oliver Platt. I love Oliver Platt. He's a goober. I love all of his roles. And Hector is one of my favorite characters that he's played.
He's energetic. He's
eccentric.
Yeah, he's a ball of joy that you just want to squeeze.
He sounds like he's full of shit.
But he knows what he's talking about.
But he's not.
Yeah.
However, there is a slight of a when he was talking about the eyelids.
Yes.
He said it wrong. I'll put it in the captions how to actually say it because I can't pronounce it. Believe me, I tried practicing. I can't say it properly. He said it incorrect. He left a letter out. There's an extra T in there. He said it wrong.
Oh, with the case that goes over the eyes when they go in the water?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had said it wrong. Another in the film consisted of the bear. They referred to it as a black bear. That's not a black bear.
It was definitely not a black bear.
It was lacking certain features, the hump on the back and stuff. Yeah, not a black bear.
It was much bigger than a black bear.
Oh,
it looked much bigger than a black bear.
I've only ever seen them in picture. I've never actually seen a bear.
Considering the croc was over 30 feet long, and the bear comparison, I mean, the bear stood 15 feet tall. That's like a grizzly.
Give or take, yeah.
Standing on its hind legs.
There were little goofs here and there like that.
Again, with Miss Betty White, it's one of those where with her character, and this is along with almost every movie and every show, you can't help to love her because she is that like old lady, like sarcastic thing that everybody loves.
And actually, I know you haven't seen it, and I really wish you would. Hot in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It was the last TV series that she was in. She is raunchy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it just beefed up that desire to be that old lady. I mean, she was like loosey-goosey, talking about how she was sleeping with this person, sleeping with that person, ends up in jail.
And when she talks, you can't help just to focus on her.
She sounds so sweet.
Yeah. And she can tell you to go suck a cock, and you're just like, okay.
I have to believe that now. We have behaved so well. I
said suck a cock.
No, you dropped an F-bomb.
No, I didn't.
I heard an F-bomb.
No, I said suck a cock. You might have to bleep all that out now, because I said it 3 times in a row, but I didn't say F-bomb. Anyways.
She looks like she would smell like cookies. Betty White looks like she would smell like chocolate chip cookies.
I don't know about the chocolate chip. I was thinking more like brown sugar.
Okay, all right. Brown sugar and molasses.
There you go.
I don't know. She strikes me as that perfect little grandma that everybody... How did she never get a role playing Mrs. Claus?
Because she probably didn't want it.
You know what? Mrs. Claus shouldn't say that kind of stuff. Never mind.
Yeah.
Although...
Now, mind you, Miss Betty White was 7 decades into her acting career.
Yep.
The longest rolled woman to ever be in entertainment.
No, she holds the Guinness World Record, which was given to her in 2018 for being the longest career for a comedian.
That's
for
pretty
comedy
awesome.
television.
Yes, that's pretty
definitely awesome.
She was 17 when she started being in entertainment with TV and acting and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I mean, it's just wonderful.
And would have been 100 years old this month.
Yep, on the 17th of January.
100.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
She definitely didn't look it.
No, she did not. I wouldn't have guessed it. No, I never would have guessed it.
So,
the woman looked good for her age.
Miss Betty White, this was a tribute to you for one of our favorite movies, Lake Placid.
Yes, thank you so much for showing me the direction of what kind of old lady I want to be. And for Lake Placid, thank you so much for putting out the most sarcastic filled movie I've ever watched in my life.
It's an old school one that I remember, again.
It's like verbal slapstick.
1999. So I'm giving this a 4 out of 5.
I'm going 5 on it.
I'm going 4 out of 5.
I'm going 5 because I can find very little complaint with this movie. Very, very little complaint.
It was good.
I absolutely love it.
It was good.
And Betty just made it that much better.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, the big name actors and actresses in it were just awesome.
It was so good.
I, for one, look for more gore in an overall standard in the whole 5 out of 5. However, the movie was wonderful.
Yes.
I've watched it 300 freaking times.
Oh, right. Well, and with all the one-liners in there, it's not hard to forget it.
Exactly.
It is an unforgettable movie. She was an unforgettable character.
So...
yeah.
Thank you guys very much for joining us on another episode of Gore to Be Gore.
And thank you for allowing us to hop on the bandwagon. We're just going to throw it out there. We're willing to sell out if there are sponsors. Every single one of you have absolutely pleasant nightmares, and we'll see you next time.